Hi friends, how are you? So last week we got a lot of wind. I certainly did up in my house, a lot of wind, and it's so fun sometimes when that happens. So that was perfect because today our activity is going to be all about wind. We are going to read the book The Windy Day, and then we are going to create some wind of our own using straws. Now, did any of you during the wind stand outside and the wind just rushed through your hair and it made it go all kinds of crazy all over your face? Because I know it happened to me tons every time I tried to take a walk around my neighborhood. So that's what we're going to create. We're going to create some crazy windy hair. So all you will need to be able to do this is you will need a straw. Any kind of straw. It can be plastic, it can be paper, it can be metal. Any kind of straw type thing is totally fine, it'll work. Some paint, liquid watercolor, regular watercolor, tempera paint. If you're using tempera, I suggest adding a little bit of water to it and mixing up so it's a little bit thinner and easier to blow around the paper for our blow art, to test out the different amounts of water that you need, and that'll work great. And then I've also added some templates onto the Facebook page of some faces that we can use. There are 4 different kinds of faces. You can pick which one. You can do all of them, or you can create your own face. That'll work out great too. I just asked at the end of your project, please post a picture. I would love to see them. So we're gonna go forward with reading The Windy Day. Right. This book is called The Windy Day. It's by Anna Milbourne and Elena Temperin. It's called The Windy Day. The Windy Day. Have you ever wondered what sways the trees and makes the leaves dance across the grass? It's nothing you can see, it's nothing you can hold, but if you go outside on a windy day, you can feel it. It's in the air moving around, it ruffles your hair, it snatches your hat and almost as if it wants to play. If you roll out the string of a big, bright kite, then throw the kite into the air and run as fast as you can, the wind might catch it and make it fly. It dips and dives and swoops around, held up by the invisible wind. All at once, a blustery gust tosses the kite into the tree. The wind is rough and tumbly along the cliffs. It rushes in from the sea and stumbles over the bumpy land. But out on the open sea, the wind blows steadily for miles and miles. It fills a boat's sail, making them billow, and pushes the boat across the waves. High in the sky, seagulls cry, and their voices carried away by the wind. They tilt their wings to catch the breeze and ride it back to shore. It's too blowy for little birds to fly around, so they huddle on a branch and wait for wind to go away. At the foot of the tree, there's a sheltered spot where animals hide from the chilly wind, tucked into holes and piles of fallen leaves. As the wind rustles a sycamore tree, its twirly seeds are shaken free. They spin down and down and down. The seeds lie scattered on the ground. Soon they'll start to grow into new sycamore trees. Further along the cliff tops stands a row of tall, white windmills. Wind blowing in from the sea slowly pushes their sails around. The turning windmills make electricity, which is sent through the wires to a nearby town. It lights up the lights there and makes all kinds of things work. You might wonder if the restless wind ever gets tired of blowing, but even when the wind dies down where you are, it's always blowing somewhere. The end. Okay, now we're going to do our project where we make some wind ourselves and give these little happy faces some hair. Now, first thing you want to do is grab one of the templates that I put on the Facebook page. Any one of these will work. If you don't want to use one of these, you can just make your own happy face. As long as they've got a head of any shape, it'll work out just fine. I chose to print it on cardstock because it's a little bit thicker so the paint doesn't go straight through, but any paper will work. You'll also want a straw and some paint. So I like with liquid watercolors. You can also use food dye, regular paint, whatever kind of paint that you've got, as long as it's a little bit on the runny side so that you can blow on it. Mine is a mixing watercolor paint, so it's not as thick as I like it, but it totally works. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna choose your colors. And for this one, you don't need a whole lot. So I'm just gonna add a couple dots of the colors that I want, just around, like so. Like I said, I had to mix my watercolors, so I'm using a dropper to put places. You don't need huge drops of the paint. And then once you've got all your paint in there, you're gonna take your straw, and remember, you wanna blow in it. Pretend that you're making bubbles in your water cup. If you're at a restaurant and they gave you a water cup with a straw, you wanna make bubbles, and we don't wanna spit, so I don't wanna hear that won't work. That'll just get your paper a little bit more wet. So we're just gonna blow. Okay, so you can't hear any spit on that, it's just blowing. All right, so you're gonna take it, and you wanna angle it down towards the paint like this. From above, it's gonna just hit it straight down, it's not gonna go anywhere. So if I come from this side and I blow, giving them some crazy hair, and you can follow it along all the way to the top, kind of direct it around where you want it to go. Don't be afraid to follow it and move along. Now my guy, he's got a little bald spot right there, so I think I'm actually gonna add some more color right there. Maybe bring it down here in my bald spots. That's what's so great about this. You can do it all again. And I'm mixing my colors so you can see that they're mixing a little bit, and that is totally fine. Everybody's is gonna look completely different. That's what's so fun about this one. Here you go. You wanna get kind of close. If I'm going back from here, where you can't see me, it doesn't work as well. So we get close. So you probably want to have something under the paper so that it doesn't get all over your table. And there you go. I'm gonna let that dry, and my guy has some crazy hair that I made with my wind, and I'll show you a finished product that I did. I did this one with liquid watercolor. You can see it's a little bit deeper in the color. So that one was fun too. Okay, and you can do as many as you want. We've got lots of different faces. You can make your own faces. You can try each one, try mixing different colors, and see what kind of fun stuff you come up with. And I will post mine at the bottom of the Facebook page if you guys would post yours, and see what other kind of fun things you can come up with your blow art. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.